Hello, I'm Jenny May from Hereford Yoga Centre. Welcome to our 10th short yoga session, free online, specially aimed at NHS and other key workers during this time, but also for everybody else. I hope you're all feeling okay. 12 weeks into lockdown. Doesn't get any easier, does it? And especially I think with the not knowing how the transition is going to work out. Anyway, hopefully you're finding that a little bit of yoga practice helps to get some integration of body and mind and to feel a little more grounded. So do repeat these sessions as often as you'd like to. Also, if you have any questions, then do feel free to contact me via the Hereford Yoga website. It's herefordyoga.co.uk and I'll respond to any messages like that or on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so let's start. Cross your legs. And as usual, we're going to bring the palms together in front of the chest. Relax the shoulders. Elevate the top of the head. Really feel as if the top of the head is being pulled up by a string. And close your eyes. Draw your awareness and your attention inside, away from external distractions. Hopefully you can be undisturbed for the next 15 minutes or so. So just notice the conditions with which you're starting this practice. Conditions of the body, mind and breath. Take a deep inhalation. And then as you exhale, lower your head. Let the head look towards the heart, lift the heart up. And then release the hands. And release the head. And gently let the eyes open. Okay, and stretch out the legs. So again, today we're going to use probably a blanket, if you've got a blanket or a foam cushion and a chair. And if you have something you can use that's an equivalent to one of these belts, then take that. A tie is good, a belt, a scarf, something like that. You don't need it to begin with though, so we're just going to stand straight with the feet together. Really press the feet down. Now I'm using the wall behind my back. So if you've got a wall you can stand against, it's quite useful to feel how much we usually push the head forwards. So keep the head back, your bottom should be on the wall and your heels, also the backs of the shoulders, so roll the shoulders back, extend the arms down to begin with. And then extend the arms sideways and feel that this inner part, this underneath part of the arm also can extend. Turn the arms, so the thumbs are turning towards the wall behind you. Open the palms of your hands and then keep that inner face of the arms lifting and extending as you raise the arms up. And as you raise the arms, also raise the sides of the waist. So you feel like the whole of the upper body is lifting out of the lower body. And press the heels to the floor. Also feel that you're pressing your thighs back to the wall if you're standing at the wall. Or just back anyway, if you don't have a wall behind you. And then release, arms down sideways, so we'll reverse the process completely. Turn the arms, and then release the arms down. Now interlock the fingers. The interlock of the fingers is like this. Turn the palms away from you. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Wrists are lifting. Sides of the waist are lifting again. So it's the same thing, but you've got your fingers to press into now. So press into the fingers to lift up and then bring the arms down. Change. So with an inhalation, extend the arms forwards. Exhale to lift up. Feel that if you're against the wall, it's quite good to feel this. The back of the head should be on the wall. Tailbone forwards. And front thighs back. So if you see from the side, tailbone into the body, front thighs back, and then lift up, maximum lift, and release, and bring the arms down. Okay, so we're going to do few poses now which have the same shape, but we're going to do them in kind of different forms and different directions. So the first, if you've been doing these videos, this will be familiar for you already. Hands go on the back of the chair, and then you walk back. So you're making like a right angle position like this, between the legs and the arms. The lower body and the upper body makes a right angle. So you can see your feet now, right? Make sure your feet are parallel, all of the toes pointing forwards, kneecaps lifting up, front thighs well back, and extend the arms. So it's like you're pushing your legs back, but then extending your arms forwards to make more and more space for the spine. Try to notice that the head stays in line with the arms, so the ears in line with the upper arms. And then walk towards the chair. You can put the chair to the side, because now we're going to sit. Now you may need something to sit on now. I'm going to show you just on the floor. Okay, so you sit like this with your legs straight out. Now a really good trick, if you like, adjustment that you can do is take your hand underneath your bum one side and pull the buttock out and back, so kind of diagonally that way. And then you do the same the other side, so you're trying to feel the sit bones are pressing firmly on the floor. Now, some of you may sit like this, but in actual fact, it's more like this, where the back is going out and it's difficult to lift, also difficult to stretch the legs. In that case, you take something to sit on, and you can sit as high as you need to. So just keep building up that height underneath with cushions or blankets and get the lift of the lower back, okay? So, whatever you're sitting on, buttocks go out to the side, press the fingertips down, lift the chest, then we're going to lift the arms. So can you see we're making that same shape as when we were standing and having the hands on the chair, but this time it's the other way up, still a right angle. So thighs have to press down now, and extend the heels away from you. It's as if the feet are pressing into a wall, and then lift the arms, and with the arms lift the chest and the waist. In yoga there's a lot about connectivity. It's about connectivity integration. So connect that lift of the arms to the chest, to the waist, inhale, and then exhale, bring the arms down. So there's another way we can do this, same shape, another way up. So you're going to lie down, okay, and bend your knees towards your chest. Now you're going to have to take your scarf, your belt, or your tie, okay, whatever you're using, have that in your hands. So first of all, you're bending the knees towards your chest, and you're going to put the belt around the balls of the feet like this, and really pull your knees in. Now when you pull your knees in, and you're holding that scarf or belt there, pulling the knees towards the chest, feel how much the lower back can go to the floor, and really maximise on that spreading and pressure of the lower back into the floor. Then you're going to stretch your legs up, okay? So you stretch your legs up, and you're trying to get that 90 degrees again. Now, if you're short in the hamstrings, you'll have to give yourself more belt and have the legs lower down to get the legs straight. But don't have the feet facing the ceiling and the knees bent. It's better to go with the legs further down, but the legs straight. If you're flexible, you're probably going like this more. See if you can get that straight up feeling with the legs. It's difficult to tell when you can't see. Maybe you can just raise your head and see if the legs are perpendicular to the floor. Now, when you bent the knees towards the chest, the lower back was able to really press into the floor. Can you revisit that feeling in the lower back where it's pressing and spreading into the floor? Because what we're going to do now is keep the legs straight, let go of the belt and take the arms back. Can you keep the lower back on the floor as you do that? So arms have to really stretch. Don't bend the elbows and rest them on the floor. Keep extending the arms back. Keep extending the legs back. Legs up, arms back. And then hold the belt again and bend the knees. So if you want to pause the video and do that again, that's quite a good idea. You can do that one more time. Okay? And then next we're going to sit up again. And we're going to sit once more. This is called Dandasana, staff pose. where your back is straight up and your legs are straight along the floor. Now, before I asked you to sit up if you needed to get the back straight. Now everybody has to sit on the floor actually, because we're going to bend the knees like this. Just hold behind the backs of the knees, tilt back a little bit so that your feet are off the floor and just look straight ahead. Now you're holding the backs of the knees so you can pull the legs up, but also see if you can shift your abdomen and your chest up as well. Okay, and then stretch out the legs. Same thing, but without holding the knees now. The hands are going to go here, either side of the hips, with the fingertips on the floor. Press, lift the chest, tilt back. So you're just lifting the feet off the floor. Lift the abdomen, lift the chest, look forwards. And then release, stretch out. So stretch out the legs between each time. We're going to go for holding the backs of the knees again. Tilt back a little bit, so the feet come off. Now, challenge is to straighten your legs. So straighten your legs, so you're pushing the backs of the knees into the hands, and then you can pull with the hands and lift the chest further towards the legs. And then release, bend the knees, stretch out the legs. I should say, if you're menstruating, you shouldn't do this bit. You can just do this, okay? This part where the feet are still on the floor and you're lifting up the abdomen. You can also do this part where the legs are straight and the arms are up. So that's for menstruating ladies, okay? This is quite abdominal, this work, so that's the reason why we adapt. Okay, so bend the knees, fingertips to the floor, lift the chest, tilt back a little bit so the heels come off the floor, then stretch the legs, okay? And now extend the arms. Now extend the arms. See if you can do it. Lift the chest, lift the legs, and release. Okay, last time, and you see each time I'm kind of doing this rocking action, it's because I'm doing that adjustment where I'm pulling the buttocks out and back so that I'm really on the sit bones. So anytime you feel like you lose that pressure of the sit bones, you can do that adjustment. Now we're going to do the same thing but from straight legs. Okay, so you're going to press your fingertips again to the floor, tilt back a little bit, then lift the legs straight and then extend the arms. And just count your breaths. See how many breaths you can stay there, lifting the chest. Now, keep the legs together. Really importantly, extend the legs and keep them together. And then release down. Good. Okay, now you can lie down on your back. Stretch the arms overhead. Stretch the legs away from you. You can have the feet and the hands a little bit apart, a few inches apart. Extend the heels, extend the arms back. And release. And then again, extend the arms, extend the legs. Buttocks to the heels, back of the waist to the arms, so there's like a division in the back of the body to go further longer. And release. Now you're going to bend your right knee towards your chest, keep your left leg straight. Interlock the fingers around the top of the shin and pull that right knee in towards you. So maximum bend in the right leg, maximum extension in the left leg. Make sure the back of the neck stays long. So you feel the chin isn't pushing towards the ceiling, it's turning a little towards your chest. And then take the right foot down, stretch the right leg out, bend the left leg towards you. Interlock the fingers. Right leg is extending, left leg is bent. Soften the left hip. And release. Stretch out the leg. Now bend both knees. You can keep the knees bent now. So you can either have the hands around the shins or you can pull the knees towards the shoulders, okay? So try both and see which gives you a really nice opening across the lower back and the hips and the pelvis. Relax the head. And then take the feet to the floor. Turn over onto your side and come up because you're going to take your blanket again And you're just going to have your blanket or your pillow there, or your cushion for the back of the head. Make sure you're warm enough for this last bit, so if you need to put your socks on or your jumper or whatever, then do that. So to lie down, you lie down on your back with your knees bent, then stretch the legs out, and then relax the legs. So eventually the feet are apart, and it's like the whole body is turning away from the centre, releasing away from that central line, how you would open a book or a magazine. So just let the arms release so the palms are facing the ceiling. Close your eyes. And soften the arms, soften the legs, the trunk, the head. Allow the weight of the body gradually to sink, to find its place, to settle. There's a important process of settling at the end of the practice. Allow also the features of the face to settle, so you're not pushing the eyes forwards or pushing the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes settle back in their sockets, let the tongue rest down to the lower palate and back towards its root. And notice your breath with each exhalation. Allow your body to spread and allow your awareness, your feeling, your consciousness to spread also right to the extremities of the physical body. So let go of any tightness in the body. Let go of any tightness, any holding in the mind. And know that the body will be a frame, a container, which is safe, secure, securely supported by the ground. The mind securely supported by the body. Exhale, let go completely. And when you're ready, you can come out of the pose, you can stay there if you want to. Otherwise, to come out, bend your arms, rest your hands on your abdomen or your ribs, bend your knees, and then turn over onto your right hand side. Press your hands to the floor to sit up. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you next week.